Well, the Giants survived this one is the best way to phrase it. Let's talk about this final play, how the Giants were able to pull off the victory. There's 7 seconds left. The Jaguars have no timeouts left, and they're in pretty decent position right here at the 18-yard line after a 4th down and 15 conversion and a roughing the passer allowed them to get inside the 20 here. So, you have a little bit of time to play with. You can run a play that's going to take less than 7 seconds. But of course, if you do, you have to get out of bounds or it does not matter. Here's the concept that both teams are running. The Giants are running essentially just quarters coverage, where you have 4 players who are staying back and you have 3 players kind of covering over the middle, but even the 3 players covering over the middle will be covering deep. The goal here is to not give up a touchdown. Obviously anything over the middle is fine as long as it doesn't get into the end zone. For the Jaguars, they're running a relatively simple concept of their own. They're going to have 2 receivers run at least close to the end zone. One's going to run deep, trying to push the Giants players who are covering there further deep, and you have Christian Kirk kind of run slightly underneath that. He makes the catch and gets into the end zone. Typically, you run these plays by having the receiver be in the end zone. That's not exactly what's going to happen here, but I think for a reason. Watch, you see that Lawrence looks down the field, and it seems like Kirk might have just cut a little bit early just because if he cuts later, it's not going to get open. So it's kind of like, what do you do here? You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you stay further deep, well, then you're probably not going to get the catch, so then it doesn't matter anyways. I guess, an incompletion is still better than, getting caught and tackled at the 1. But still, you have to make the catch and you have to get into the end zone here. So he's a few yards away, and this is where I would say Christian Kirk probably makes a mistake, but it's a mistake that I can't really blame him whatsoever for making, because at this point it's all instincts. Because Lawrence makes the throw, you see Christian Kirk here, he has a chance to make the catch and run into the end zone. However, he jumps right here, and I'm not sure if he just didn't know where he was. It's probably just instincts, because he wants to make sure he makes the catch, and it's the easiest way to protect himself and make sure the ball doesn't get knocked out. But in this situation, there's now 4 seconds on the clock, so if you drop it, you're okay. If it gets knocked out, you still will have another play. But when you're in the air like this, it just means that you're not going to be able to get as much traction to keep moving forward as you would have if you made the catch while staying, on your feet. He probably could have made the catch and turned in and gotten to the end zone had he not jumped. But again, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying this is probably what would have happened, because who is going to think that far ahead in this situation? Absolutely nobody. But this allowed Fabian Moreau to, really make a good defensive play. He wasn't the one who made the tackle. He was just the one who stopped Kirk at the goal line until other Giants players were able to get over there and make the tackle. So close for Jacksonville, literally a yard away, but they were not able to pull off the victory, even though they were actually favored in this game, which was kind of funny. But no, the 6-1 Giants pull off the upset over the 2-5 Jaguars. That feels wrong, but that's what Vegas said.